What's going on, everybody? Oh, wow. Let me cut something off here. What's up? It's spicy. So I just came out of nowhere just to do a video. I hear such an echo. I don't know where that echo is coming from. Let me see. The purpose of me coming live is because, for one thing, let me just say that it is very hard. It's very difficult for me to go live. It's very difficult for me to go live because I work 9 hours a day. Let me try something real quick because something ain't right. I work 9 hours per day, and it is extremely difficult to come live. It's extremely difficult to come live and make videos. So when I do come, and if you're here in the chat, please let me know if you can even hear me at this point because I'm not even on camera because I have had issues. So if you can let me know if you're able to hear me, that would be great. Um let me check myself actually. But yeah, it's really difficult to come live and put a lot of energy into YouTube as much as I enjoy, looking into to what's going on like matters and talking about it, especially when it came to R. Kelly and what was going on with him. Even back when it was about Kanika Jenkins over in Chicago, it was very easy to do that at that time. My schedule permitted it, but with the new schedule, it's not easy. You work 9 hours a day on the phone talking to customers, getting stressed out and hearing their energy. It's just not a simple thing. So for other people, they might be able to be live and to spend all day long full time doing that, and that's because that's their full time job. But this is not my full time job. It is very strenuous for anybody to put their energy listening to people all day long, and you're not dealing with people that are happy putting in you good energy. You dealing with people that's stressed out. It's the job that I chose, so it is what it is. But just so you know, that's the reason why I'm not consistent on live and why you don't really see me. So one thing I wanted to get into today while I am on live very briefly is I wanted to talk about Naya Rivera, who um I'm sure a lot of y'all heard about this beautiful woman who was 33 years old, very much just starting her life. People think that when you're 20s, just because you're 21 and you can go to clubs and have a good time, that you there, but you really not there. When you get into your 30s, that's when you really start to realize that I am an adult. When you head up into your 30s, not saying that when you're in your 20s you don't, because you do, but it's something interesting and fun about every level of your life. Every decade of your life brings something new and interesting. So I want to say rest in peace to Naya Rivera, and send blessings and the peace of God to her loved ones, her son. It was a tragic thing. I had so much information when I started out, but I just, because my schedule, I just couldn't do it. It was just too much for me. After work, sometimes I just crash. I don't want to talk. I don't want to hear. I just want to lay on my massager and relax. But it was a very interesting thing that Naya Rivera, it was very interesting in how she passed away. It did cause questions to arise. And some would say, and I would even say that it would be disrespectful to start to speculate on this woman passing away in such a, the fact that this woman was taking her son out on a boat over there in California in a lake. She had gone to this lake before. She was aware of it. There's pictures of her on her Instagram showing that she enjoyed going out on the water. And so I know that she was very much experienced, and she knew some, probably more, somewhat more than what I know about lakes and rivers and ponds and oceans and the differences in how to swim. Cause guess what? Okay, I almost drowned at Myrtle Beach when I was young. Okay, trying to hang with my tall cousin and her dad, and I got swept away by waves. And I remember going under the water, and I remember opening my eyes and seeing, like, I can, the way it looks under the tub, like the water, the waves. I remember seeing that, and I remember falling and saying, no, I can't give up, and just coming back up to the top. It took a woman to save my life, or else I would have been dead. But just to think about how scary, and how, oh my God, how scared you would be to drown. If you ever been in that situation, then you know that it is one of the most scary ways that you can think of, when you are stuck and you can't breathe. If you inhale, you putting yourself in grave danger, and you're harming yourself. If you hold your breath, you tragically, going through a lot, you're struggling. It's just, either way, it's just a tragic way to pass away, and it's a very, very touchy subject. But I want to play the surveillance camera just to review, because I find that when you review things, when you look at a visual, you see things. I'm not saying that Naya committed any type of suicide. I'm not saying that. I'm going to be honest with you. When I first heard about it, I looked at her. I ran to her Twitter, ran to her Instagram, and from the pictures that I saw, she loved her son, and she showed no signs to me of that she was unhappy. But that does not mean that one can't have a breakdown, or one can't, as an actress, you can cover how you feel. I'm not saying that this woman actually took her life, but the way that things happened, it did make me wonder if it was that she took her life. And I will explain to you why. So, when you think about the way that it happened, the fact that she went on this boat with her son, the surveillance camera showed, well, not so much the surveillance camera, but when you look into the fact that she left her life jacket on the boat, knowing already about the lake and the dangers of the lake, how deep the lake was, and how many trees were under that water, how the current, under that water was can be bad in like in the afternoon. When you think about that, the fact that this boat was not anchored when she took her son out, per her son, to swim, it does make you wonder these things, okay? And it also gives you perspective, introspective. Think about people that that looks happy on the outside, that could be struggling. You don't see them for a while, you don't hear from them. Just think about your family members, and even if this wasn't a suicide, it is definitely something that they need to do about that lake. I know now there's a petition that I signed online, where you can sign. They want to put more danger signs out there, that people would need to be aware that this is a very dangerous place. They don't want, you shouldn't even be able to swim in the depths of that place where Naya was found. She was found in the narrow I believe they said northeast side of this lake. So this part was going towards the coves, and to where it was constricted, and in an area where you probably don't want to swim. And like I said, being that she went there before would definitely make one wonder, and again, this is spicy topics. So I'm going to go places. Okay. I'm going places that maybe people don't want to go, and with respect and regard for her loved ones, because this woman just passed away. She dearly loved her son. I've seen people that don't love their kids. This woman loved her son. People were asking, why would you bring your son out here? Because she wanted to take her son on a trip, because this was a place maybe she felt comfortable with. She's been there before. She, like I said, loves the water because of the pictures. Pictures says 1,000 words. And so I'm going to play, when I get to pull this video up, I'm going to play the surveillance that I'm sure people saw, but I'm going to play it. That's a ad. I'm going to play that, and just go back to that, because I think that when you, like I said, see a visual, it makes all the difference. Oh, okay. So I rewind it. Hold on.
And she white, black, Asian, Hispanic?
I have no idea. I'm heading down there right now.
911 is on for the reporting.
Lake Piru. The emergency is we have a missing person. We found a little girl in one of the boats by herself, and her mom's nowhere to be found.
Okay, Lake Piru. And she white, black, Asian, Hispanic?
I have no idea. I'm heading down there right now to go check. My husband was one of the people that were first there, and I'm going to go find out more information. He just told me to call it in.
Okay. Do we know if it's a boy or girl?
I believe it was a little girl.
Okay. Approximate age?
Like I said, I have no idea. I'm heading down there right now. You want me to?
So, what I noticed with that, and this is the only thing that I really noticed with that, the very first thing I actually looked at was that what you saw, the baby is in the back. And what I found to be scary is that you don't have a rail when you walking up that walkway. You have nothing but water on your right and left. And I thought that it was a little bit weary for me that the child was behind her and had a carry. She had a bag. He had a bag. So, in my opinion, it was a little dangerous from the get-go. I don't know. I just get the feeling, in my opinion, that something was troubling her. I don't know what could have been, but I think something was troubling her. And that's all that I wanted to show from that. Obviously, that was the 911 call that was released. They thought the little boy, because he had a lot of hair, was a girl. Okay. 3 hours after the situation, after they got on that boat, that's when that call came through. And my question was, well, when was the boat due to be back? Because again, when somebody passes away, you just want to know what happened, especially in a tragic way like this, where you were in a lake with your life jacket on the boat as your child has a life jacket on. So to be honest with you, yes, I thought that she probably did that, to herself. But then, it could have been, as I got into the details, it could have been that she just had a tragic recreational accident. She went out, took him swimming, and things went awry. And she ended up drowning. But speculation is, well, if you was able to push your baby onto the boat, then why couldn't you put yourself onto the boat? I don't know. I'm not sure what could have transpired, or whatever. All I hope for that story, I'm not even going to get into any more details about it. I just wanted to acknowledge that she passed away, and I wanted to acknowledge my views on that. And again, I pray her peace. If you think about the tragedy that happens when a person can't get out of water, the tragedy, your lungs, your body, the trauma. It's just a terrible way to go. So that's that. And honestly, y'all, I'm not even gonna be here long at all. At all. It's already late, and I tried to go live earlier. My computer was acting up. So I'm just gonna touch on another story. Something that look, we've been going through Black Lives Matter. We've been going through police brutality. We have a president of the United States that glorifies the Confederacy, the Confederate flag. We have a president that tweets more than he's actually worrying about Russia paying Iran, or Iran paying Russia to kill our soldiers. We have a president that's more concerned with golfing than he is with the coronavirus and how it's killing people. He talking about what the reason why there's so many cases is because there's so much testing. I mean, the man is constantly sticking with that, and it's just goddamn stupid, to be honest. It's so stupid. I mean, okay, so if we didn't test, then that means everybody dies because no one knows who has it. People just turn up dead because it's asymptomatic. When you're around other people, you don't know you have it. You think you don't because you didn't test. Now you done infected 50 people. So is it a good thing that we are not that is it not a good thing, I should ask, that we are testing? The man don't make sense at all. So with all of that's going on, it has caused me to just get away from YouTube, get away from Instagram because of all the stuff that's been happening. It's really been stressing me out. So Megan Thee Stallion, and I say that to lead you into what I want to talk about now is Megan Thee Stallion. Obviously, if you don't know, Megan Thee Stallion you know her. She twerks. She does a lot of twerking online. I'm against all of that. I am against, at this point in time with black people, how we are labeled as people that's on drugs, that's on welfare, that's rapists, that's murderers, that uneducated, all these negative things that are said about us. I think while the spotlight's on us, that we should be representing ourselves. And it's just, to me, it's a disgrace that it's a lot of people that just refuse to do better in their lives. Now, one might say, well, Megan got money, you don't. Okay, money does not make you, it doesn't make you everything. Money does not define you in your inside. See, I was raised up Christian. I was raised up as a believer, even beyond Christian, because people have polluted the word Christian. People want to fight. There's holy wars. People want to go back and forth with Christianity. So let's just say I'm a believer, okay? And let me also state that I've never been the type of person that anybody can tell me what to believe. You cannot persuade me with what you believe. You can't. No, I'm stubborn in that way, and it's a good thing. No one can change the way that I believe. No one can tell me that Jesus Christ is not who he is, that he is not the Son of God. No one can tell me that the Holy Spirit is not a gift from God. Nobody can tell me that because I have personal experience for myself, and I love the Lord, and as much as I sin is as much as I repent to him, because I know that with him, all the money in the world can't buy you salvation. It can't buy you a place in heaven, in paradise. It can't buy you eternal life with him. It can't buy your way in. It's actually the rich men that the Lord spoke about that have the hardest way. They can't make it. They don't want to give up the material. They put the material before everyone. They deny the poor. And when I look at this president, and I try to look at those things. When I hear Tucker Carlson of Fox News, and hear how he speaks about how Black Lives Matter is a hate group, just people that's trying to be treated as human or considered a hate group. It's like you just want the right to talk bad about us and call us bad names. That's all you want. You only want it your way. You want us to stay in a place where we feel inferior. No. So when I hear these things, I try to remember that you'll have your day. You will have your day in hell. So that's it for me. There's no one that can change my mindset. I don't care who it is and how many people it is. I know that we are in the last days. Most people was raised up Christian. Most people was raised up as believers. They believed in the beginning, but then they swayed away. It reminds me of the parable. And no, this is not a sermon, but it reminds me of the parable that Jesus spoke about when he talked about the farmer who threw the seeds. Some fell by the wayside, some fell on good ground, some fell on thorns and were choked up and they couldn't grow. It reminds me, we are the people. We are the seeds. Where is what we our faith at? Where is where you believe at? Are you going to let the world sway you from what you already know? Some people don't have a relationship with God. Some people think they have a relationship with God. Some people think they know who he is. But he said, you say you love me with your mouth, but your heart's so far from me. Some are the children of rebellion. See, a lot of these things that we see that the world has passed laws, even Obama has passed laws, for the different marriages and things like that God said is an abomination to him. People want to quit believing in God because they want to be lovers of their own flesh. They don't want to admit that God said that these things are an abomination. They want to create their own gender, and this is not what I was going to be talking about, but it is what it is, So back to what I was talking about, so I can end the live. Megan Thee Stallion went to Kylie Jenner's house. She was dealing with Tory Lanez here, and she went to Kylie Jenner's house. And the first thing when I saw her at Kylie Jenner's house was Kylie does not look like this ain't really her. Kylie probably in some ways is like Megan, where she tries to fit in to be liked because she know that Kim gets dragged. Everything Kim Kardashian does for black people, they still drag her. If she don't do something, they drag her. They just want to talk about somebody. They just want to be downing. She wear braids in her hair. She's caught you appropriating. Well, let me tell you what I think. I can care less and never did. I don't care if she wears braids in her hair. That does not offend me. That don't make me feel offended personally. Because what the hell? It just don't touch nothing over here. The fact that she's helped with prison reform, I actually applauded her for that because maybe some of y'all don't have relatives in jail. And there's the other people that has something to do with the prison reform. But of course, Kim gets more attention because Kim gets attention. So people, they want to downplay what Kim did. They want to downplay what Kim did because it's Kim. They want to throw in her face the porn she did with Ray J. And this is a problem for me because it goes back again to what I see all over the place with all of us. All of us do things. We all do things. I want to see one version, please, in your 20s that can honestly say, I have not done things. One person that have never been touched, pure and holy as God himself, that can say they have never done pornographic things. And it doesn't mean you was taped. Things behind the scenes. Who has not done evil? But people quick to judge this chick because they don't like her. Everything she does, she's the devil. Everything she does, she's a whore. Everything she does is appropriating. She just wants to be with black men. So what? I don't care. It did not offend me when 50 Cent said what he said, because I don't care. I don't care about if somebody likes a light-skinned girl. You have to get to the place where you gotta like you enough that don't bother you the same, like it's intended maybe to bother you. Like that don't bother me that he likes exotic women. I don't care. I don't like him. I'm not his woman and I'm not his interest. He's not my interest. So things like that and bothering Kim and that type of stuff don't bother me. I feel like this is my perspective. It's bigger issues out here than worry about who 50 Cent's penis rises for. I don't care. I don't like him like that. Like I'm not interested in him. So the fact that he likes exotic women is his business. It's his preference. If there's a man that wants to date a white woman, that's on him. If it's a black man or if it's a white woman that wants to date a black, I don't care. I don't care. Do I have little inner feelings about, and I'm not saying you bad for feeling. I said this is my opinion. But personally, look, the bottom line is we're going to face God one day. And 50 cents won't be there when he opens the book of our lives. That person you land next to, they won't be there. We came in this world naked and cold will return. we will go back the same way we came in. So, I mean, with the world and the craziness that's going on today, why are we concerned with that? I don't know, but we are. So Megan is one of the people, like I said, is to me reminds me of Kylie in some ways, because she does go around. You see her. Now I seen her hang out with Nicki. She wanted to do a song with Nicki. She talked about Cardi B, try to make fun, of course. Was that, makes me wonder, Megan, was that just so that you can get close to Nicki? You got your song with Nicki, conquer. Now you wanted, and now it's rumors that she's gonna do a song with Cardi. So I know these kind of people. These kind of people are friendly. They be friendly with everybody. And what I don't like is, look what you done pulled up to yourself. A Tory Lanez. And the problem I'm having when I go back to what I was saying, Black Lives Matter, as I get ready to end this, because I'm not being on here that long at all. I just, spicy live by, drop by. Just, Tory Lanez is the type of person that Tory Lanez has had gun charges before. For her to go hang out over Kylie's my judgment to self says, why would you take that stuff over there to Kylie's? You don't see Kylie, you don't hear about Kylie because it's not happening. Having gunshots stemming from her house. You don't see that happening, but as soon as you go there, bringing the Ghetto, bringing Tory over there, then here comes the police and the ambulance coming to collect, coming to put charges on him again for a gun. This is a problem for me. The only reason why I'm talking about this and give a damn enough about it is because I'm sickened of it. I'm tired of it. We constantly, as black people, here we go with the calls. We constantly, as black people, are stereotyped. All the time. Stereotyped about how we are. We bring that. We murder. We kill black on black crime. People take, that's why there's Karens. Because they can do that, justifiably so, because we still got our people doing the same thing, killing each other, destructive ways. It's tight, but it's right, okay? I see it is what it is. It is what it is. Right is right, wrong is wrong all day long. So, miss me. It is what it is. And the first thing I hear is white people kill each other too. Okay, we know that. But the spotlight is always on us for the negative. I hope one day that when that spotlight's on us, we can change that. We can show different. Because I'm about tired. I'm a tired person of how we're being mistreated in this world, and how they are just abusing power over us. How we're dealing with these systemic racism issues. I'm just over it as a whole. So hopefully things can change. So she hangs out with her friend. I'm not showing the video and stuff because I'm really about to go. I'm gonna just talk. She goes to her to Kylie Jenner's house. They go live, and here's the picture. They go live at Kylie's house. On that video, you could hear, first Megan tells Tory, "You don't get my phone wet." Okay. Which means you, in my opinion, if I'm gonna use my imagination, he probably do too much. It's probably a borderline, if not full on annoying, just doing too much. And the fact that you have to tell him that lets me know that he's not looking at what he's doing, paying attention. He's the type that, not paying attention. So let's just assume that. Then you hear the music in the background is loud, which is cool. You're in the house. You're having a get-together. I'm sure you got some acres. So, but the case was, somebody in the background said, we got to turn it down because of the cops. Something about the cops. The cops are outside. That we have to turn the music down. So they've been warned. We already know the cops in the area. You know, they always fucking with us. They always watching us. They gonna follow us. And for a Tory Lanez who already have gun charges, he stinks of suspicion. So they leave the party. Cops are called. Shots fired 4 times. 4 gunshots. 4 bullets found outside. Next thing you know, police is there. I believe they had helicopters there in some of those articles. And it was just a mess over there where they live, okay? In a nice neighborhood where you should not be seeing those things. And you see those things. And if I was Kylie, I would be pissed the fuck off, okay? I would be mad. I would be very disgusted. And to be honest, I would say, look, never again. Never again. Never again. You not bringing that trash over here to my neighborhood. I don't want the reputation. I don't live like that. I have my fun. I do my thing. I know my boundaries, and I don't cross them. I chill. And if y'all come over here, all of a sudden, people getting shot. Because Megan got shot, she said, in the foot. She said now it's a story behind that too, which I'm not going to get into. But based on all of that, I would say never again. I don't care. And people want to say just because it's Kylie, they want to jump at her. What she do? And this is the shit that keeps me off of social media. And just watching on my TV, watching movies. Because people is getting mad at people for no reason. She didn't do nothing. Did she pull the gun out? Did she have the weapon? Was she riding with people with a weapon? Did she keep that kind of company? Obviously she did. She brought them there. But was she aware? I don't know. Maybe. But at the end of the day, this guy has had different cases of gun, and this annoys the hell out of me. This is a damn problem, because this is why, and as I wrap this shit up, we dealing with white supremacist people. We dealing with KKK sending out text Googles and shit, sending messages out that they're recruiting people to lynch black people. You dealing with none of us. Most of our people cannot even use the amendment number 2 because you got a gun charge. If you do, you use it at the risk of getting locked up and getting a felony. Yeah. Because of issues of when you not legally going to get the gun. You just buying the gun off the streets. And it's ruining us. It's ruining you, and it's a hindrance. Because where you was meant to be able to protect yourself, the law is used against you now. Because now you can't carry a weapon. So, in my opinion, because this is my opinion, I'd be pretty damn mad if I was Kylie, and pretty damn mad at myself if I was Megan. But I would also learn, like Megan said she did. I would learn from my mistakes. Hanging around people just because they want to hang, hell with that. I'm not like that. If I don't want to hang around you, I'm not the type of person that needs you to like me. I don't care if you like me or not. I don't really like you anyway, so I don't care half the time. No, I'm just that's slightly true. It's slightly true. Okay, if you don't like me, that does not. I don't care. So you have to not do that. You have to be careful about the company you keep. Period. Now, so-called, she got a shot in her foot. She just ruined her reputation, because now you're known as trouble. You are known as trouble. You are known because you kept company that's trouble, and you brought that to the Kardashians, who a lot of y'all might not like, but Hollywood actually respects them. People respect money. People respect prestige. They respect status. So, yeah, you just kind of did that. And as for Kylie, you need to stop. She needs to stop, liking people as well, and stop inviting trouble into her house. Stop trying to be cool with the black people just so you can be down, just so they can like you and they won't drag you because you're fragile, because you might have self-esteem issues and you don't want to be hurt. It's better just to love yourself and fulfill you, because when you start looking for other people to make you feel joy and happiness, you end up in bad places. So that was that. I'm out. I just wanted to come by and just, show up and tell how I feel about those two situations. It's a tragic thing that happened in both cases. Really tragic. Really tragic. Really tragic for Naya Rivera, who is no longer in this world, in this life. And her son and everybody has to live this life without her instantaneously. That's worse than all of this, because Megan can bounce back, her reputation can be restored. She still have life, even though I think she got shot in the foot, because they gave too many different stories so far. She still has a chance to bounce back. And anybody else involved, they not dead. It's too bad for Naya. It's too bad for her loved ones that lost her. And that's that. I hope that black people will really start doing better. And I know I don't give a damn about what everybody else is doing, as much as I give a damn about what you doing, what I'm doing. Because the spotlight's on us. A lot of times they mess with the innocent ones. You might get in their face and talk trash. You may be the ones, the biggest gangster out here talking trash, but they will take that shit out on an innocent man, hanging Robert Fullers of the world in California, and it's called a suicide because of the systemic connection of racism. That's how it pretty much goes. So I hope everybody have a good night. Peace.